welcome back to another drawing tutorial session with Paintology, the drawing app that will make you a really good artist. The app is available from the Google Play Store for all Android users currently. So there is no aim just right now for the Apple Store, but if you're fortunate to be on using an Android phone or a tablet, this will work for you, okay? So this is a drawing I did yesterday. So if you don't know, if you're new to this channel, you'll see that I do daily drawing sessions. They're divided into two parts. One is on the Paintology video channel here, where we are currently. And then it follows on to complete the same drawing that we started in Paintology on the other channel of mine, which is the Ferdouse channel. And you'll see the link in the description. So the idea is that we have two sessions to complete the drawing. What I found is when I've started a drawing, I can't show you the whole piece on one of the channels because it takes just that little bit extra time to finish a good drawing. So I divide it into both parts so you can see the complete drawing in the two channels once on the other channel when I finish the drawing. So this is the way I've done this drawing. I got to the stage where I did the block coloring, laid down all the basic colors, and then on the second channel I diffused the background and then started working on the water and the muddy river bank. And then, as you can see, I was challenged to finish it. So it's always an aim for me to finish the drawing. And this was a challenging drawing that I picked up because there's quite a bit of detail. You know, the stripes were took a bit of time to do, but eventually got there and rendered something which looks quite pretty and impressive for a drawing that's done on the phone. As you can see here, this is my phone, and I don't use the finger right now. I'm using the stylus, and the reason for that is because it's easy for me to look at the screen while I'm showing you guys, and because it's a slim stylus. But you can, if you can use your finger, but if you are drawing more so, then I would recommend having a cheap stylus, nothing expensive, one of those, you know, with the rubber tip at the end that you can get from Amazon, eBay, or any other store. So there you are. So that's where we are. But before I dive into this drawing, I want to show you a few resources. So go to the paintology.com website. Then you'll come across this button, Daily Step by Step. Let's click on that. You come to this page, and this is the page that has the complete history of the drawings that I make. You can see here that yesterday's drawing, I completed it, and that was the drawing. And then the day before yesterday was this fox. You know, I'm keep sticking to the wildlife theme. I seem to be enjoying this wildlife theme, and I'm a bit of a sucker for nature. I loved landscape painting and drawing. I used to draw in traditional mediums, and then I moved to digital, and then I happened to come across digital drawing, and I found digital drawing was not the way I used to do in traditional, so therefore I invented the Paintology app. So I developed the app, and I'm not a art background, you may think that, but actually learn from experience and doing. So this is what you should do as well. You should always learn from doing. You know, less talk and more action, please. Yeah, that's what the way should be. So so as you can see, there's a live stream. The stream will take you directly to where the Paintology, because you can see this is the one I'm doing on Paintology. So let's download the reference image. This is the reference image. And I'm going to make a few changes. You can see I picked a tiger, lovely tiger here. But before I do that, I wanted to show you a couple of other resources. This is the Quora platform, and I encourage you to join my paintology.quora.com. Oh, I want to get rid of that, please. Yeah, paintology.quora.com, where you'll see that I have a lot of the daily blurb on drawing. I keeping it up to date with all the information for people, so you can see many of my drawings that go way back. So, and also see a few blurbs on the method I use to draw. The method of drawing is so important, and when you come to drawing, the problem is digital drawing and painting has become separate from traditional drawing, but in essence, it's really the same. It amounts to the same thing, and you will see this when I show you the art drawing techniques, that I'm not diving into the tools. I don't need tools to necessarily to be a good artist. And my explanation is based on the subject of tools, right? So there, here, before I do that, let me show you the other resource. This is the Google Classroom. You'll find the link in the description again. And any other videos, you'll see I keep a list of all the links. Yeah, so this is designed to teach you the core skills of art, not necessarily how to use an app or use the tools, because that's what most of the drawing tutorials are designed around, to show you that. Very basic and very rudimentary, which is okay, but the problem is you start sticking by these tools and you become dependent on the digital tools, and you don't develop any techniques for yourself. And that's a shame, because you become a servant to the tools and not necessarily a master of the tools. So the example I usually give is, how do you judge a carpenter? Do you see the tools that he uses, and then you say, aha, that's the reason why he's so good? No, you don't. That's silly, isn't it? How do you judge a football player? Do you base it on the clothes he wears, the shoes he wears, and the football pitch he plays on? No, you don't. Of course not. It's based entirely on their own merits and their own skill set. And what they've done is they've developed and taken those skills to far beyond other people. Like a good carpenter, his entire work is based on the piece that he produces, right? The art piece he produces. Same with, so, I mean, it's for the woodwork, the basic carpentry, and all the cabinets, wardrobe, whatever, right? He's working on, he's judged on that. Similarly, when you go pay artists, what are they judged on? Not on the tools Van Gogh used to make his Starry Night, or Monet on his water lilies, or Cézanne on his landscape. It's Picasso on his cubism. No, of course not. That's weird. But that, in essence, is the way the digital evolution, the digital drawing has evolved. It's been it's been factored around much of the digital tool sets, and because people are becoming more keen, dependent on it, and therefore they will hit a limit. And it's the reason why digital art looks like digital art. So the digital art that I'm showing you, you can see for yourself, is nothing like digital art. You could not say, you could almost assume this was done with mixed media or something like that, okay? And there's plenty of examples that you can see if you go through see this one? You can't really tell whether whether I did this with digital, could you? This is on the phone as well. It's just hard. People cannot put their head around the drawings I do, and therefore they don't get it. But hopefully you're here and you're going to get it. You're going to see it. So let's dive in. Now, I think I've shown you all the stuff that I needed to show you. So let's dive in and go ahead with our drawing. So you can do this. This is the home screen. And then the tutorials are interesting. These have got a lot of tutorials divided into categories. I suggest you go there. Don't just dive in and think you're going to be a superstar from day one. You know, take it piece by piece. That's how you improve, right? Allow yourself time to improve. Allow yourself time to stop and think and see what I've done or how I've done it. You know, I've got so many videos of the live stream. Very few people in the art world will create live streams of drawing in that manner, and it's for you. It's free of charge. I'm not charging you anything. So the reason I do the Paintology is I've stumbled on this method of drawing, and I want the whole world to know about it. It's the simple, most relaxing way of drawing. I don't access tools. I don't need to know have technical mastery of tools. There's no any traditional artist will transition to this method of drawing easily. If they know how to use a pencil and paper, they will surely know how to do that. It's just that I just, I'm a very much experimenter, and I like to push the envelope, yeah, on anything that I do. And I tend to generally, you know, say if I want to acquire a skill, I tend to generally take it very far. That's one of my personality traits. So. Okay, so let's see what we have. We got the draw. We'll go to the draw and then go to trace canvas, and then you'll see the image that I downloaded. I'm going to just download that. Okay. Sorry, there's some beeping going on in the house, so don't worry. Anyway, just ignore that. I think you can hear me quite clearly while this is being handled. You can see this is the drawing of the tiger, and how do we go about it? You know, a lot of people have asked me, how do you take that from zero all the way to finish? They just don't get it. I mean, they love watching the whole process of drawing. You've probably seen many YouTube creators. They take a blank canvas here and then all of a sudden turn something into something similar to this. Well, this is, because I can do that, this is why I want to share my my techniques. The very techniques that carpenters, footballers, they all use and develop it and hone their techniques and push it to the limit. That's why they become, you know, very skilled in their area, but not because they've got fancy shoes on or anything like that, you know. It's because they've developed and honed their techniques. And so this is where the techniques, art skills come in, which is what I'm going to show you. So the first thing is understanding tones and values. You probably heard of that many times. If you go to any art class, believe me, especially in drawing, they're going to talk about shading. And shading is just a simple term for tones and values. And tones and values are, I'm going to show you. If I switch this to grayscale, yeah, you can see this has tones and values. That you can see the stripes are dark with the tiger, and there are tones. There's a white fur there, beautiful white fur. And then let's use our color picker. Okay, let's get a brush. We always go to line brush. Yeah, let's start with simply line brush. And let's take that to 20%, okay? And then let's pick the color of this tone, this black tone, and then let's pick the color of this tone. And look what we have. We've got two tones. Can you see? I picked a 20% brush, and I've transferred that dark tone and then light tone to our color. This thing is, it's not obvious to us to be able to do that. Let's pick this tone here. I put it midway, and the reason I put this midway is for just good reason. Oh, by the way, I've got to move this out of the way. This is a screen recorder. You can record your drawings. This is also by Paintology, so you're free to use them. I use it to record videos, you know, any other standalone videos, you see. So let's pick another one. This way is very interesting, the cursor. If you're in the top half, you're selecting the tones of the reference image. Let's go here. That's the tone of the reference image, okay? And then if you pick one other here on his nose, that's the actual tone. You can see how many tones we've got from that. We use that to really good effect in doing what is called block coloring. And I'm going to show you how that's why I'm able to draw rapidly in the space of, 2 hours or less, right? So I've got an idea for this wonderful tiger. Every time I think of a tiger, I think of William Wordsworth. So I think it's William Wordsworth, yeah, his Tiger, Tiger Burning Bright, his famous poem. So just, so this, that's just, so this is going to be our drawing that we're going to do, not in black and white, but we're going to do it in color, okay? So what I've got decided that I'm going to do for this drawing is I'm going to do what I've been doing with the previous wildlife theme, diffuse out this area, the background, and then just keep this up to here, probably up to the background here, and keep this beautiful plantation, the water, and then take away this couple of leaves that are on the way of this glorious tiger, yeah? So to do that, if you've seen my previous, you'll see that I've done that very quickly. So this is a pretty simpler drawing compared to the zebras and the two herons, the two birds, yeah? So we're gonna pick this. Is this brush size all right? No, I think it's a little bit too big. So I'm gonna take it down to about 12%. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think that's all right. Or maybe just about a bit bigger, 13%. I think that's all right. Is that 13? Wow, that's still small. I think 15. Yeah, I'm happy with 15. So I'm gonna keep this, and then I'm just going to simply do this. This is our block coloring. Pick the color picker and just select the tones that when you land your stylus or finger, it picks out those tones. That's all you want. You just want to pick those tones, nothing else. Right? And that's the background we're doing, and I'm going to show you how wonderfully with the shade brush we can diffuse out the background. It looks so lovely. And you'll be able to do the same here. So I hope you're following along with me. This is not requiring drawing experience, okay? Now you can see I'm picking those green tones deliberately. Yeah, and then picking those tones here, going very fast. I'm not even worried about the details. That's the problem with beginners, is that they're afraid to make mistakes. With digital, you can make as many mistakes as you want. You can always go back, but there's no point in going back. I never use the eraser, and there's a good reason for that, because I can always go over it. Why use an eraser? Just go over it with the color you want. My daughter has got annoyed when she was trying to erase going back in time, and then I told her, just go over it, don't erase it. And then she got the hang of it. Excuse me for just 1 second. Hello there. Apologize for the short break, but we're going to carry on with this. So let me just give me a second to get back. Yep. So this is a good brush, 15% line brush. So hopefully you're following along. And then every time, just pick up the color. I'm not doing the tiger yet. I'm just laying down the exact tones or the tones that's very close to where my finger or stylus lands, and then just coloring it. Yeah, I'm just doing the background. Remember what I said? I'm going to diffuse out the background, and I'm just going to bring the tones and keep the foreground really distinct. This is going to add a lot of character to the whole drawing. And so, but right now I'm doing block coloring, okay? So again, it's a bit like paint by numbers, really fun. You can just do this all the time, and it's just super fun, you know, I tell you, it's super fun, I tell you. I actually discovered or found block coloring over a year ago when I was awaiting an operation, nothing serious, but and then of course when you're waiting in the hospital, you know what it's like. You're finding things to do. You can get bored. But luckily, I had the Paintology. I keep developing this app to meet. So it's gone through. It's been 4 years around, and it's gone through a lot of iterations. And hopefully, you can see the effort that I put in there. Well, now I've done the block coloring really quickly. Right there. I'm going to just put these green as well. Who cares? Right. And I'm going to now tackle the tiger. Okay, so now what I'm doing is this, very important, is I've got check the brush size because the stripes are obviously, look, the bigger, isn't it? But I'm not too worried about that. I want to put the stripes afterwards. I learned that while I was doing the stripes for the zebra in the last drawing. So this is what techniques are. You learn something and you apply it next time. And the digital is such a powerful way of, I'm just laying down the colors. I'm not too worried about the details of it, just laying down the colors, even with this broad brush. Don't be hesitant about using this and just laying down the underlying colors of, of this tiger, yeah? Okay, and then the details we can put down later. So this is something I learned from the previous drawing and applying it. Notice how this dark brown is here. I'm putting that, and then this light brown, and then this dark brown here, okay? And just putting these colors down. And I'm not worried about the details on top of it. This is something you learn as you do. Remember, I'm always constantly learning, and I never stop learning. You may think, well, you know, he's obviously very good here, the way he draws. You know, what more is there to learn? There was a question like that on Quora, which I answered. Someone asking, is there a time where you improve and you find there's no more improvement? And I'm saying, absolutely not. If you feel that way, it means that you're getting bored, nothing to do with the skill. You can never stop. Do you think, suppose, for example, mankind decided they've achieved everything there is. Yeah, do you think that we would have got the phone, the technology, the cars, the airplane, had mankind thought like that? That's just sheer impossibilities. That's what it is, our curious mind. What is this? I'm just picking that plant. Look at this. And I'm picking this brown here. These colors, these lovely colors. And you may think that this white is actually white, but In reality, it's not. Believe me, it's not. So this stuff's because I'm drawing this like this with very quick, rapid strokes. You may think, well, what's he picking in the color picker? But honestly, I'm just picking the underlying tone of that tiger. That's all. See, underlying tone. And look, there's the beautiful orange, and there's a nice white. Just getting that. And then there's a lovely bit of a white there. Right, and it's not white, okay? That's the great beauty of this. This white will probably extend. And remember, we're removing these tree lines here, okay? So if we're going to remove these tree lines, you can imagine this color will go across here, right? Yeah, makes sense? Yes. And look at that green. Isn't that amazing? This is the beauty of tones. See how this, the skin of the tiger closely matches. Isn't that incredible? Okay, so we've done that, and we're making really good progress. It's a whole blotch of colors. And the beauty of drawing with the digital is that it's way more versatile than traditional. And I come from a traditional. I'm not dissing traditional. You're welcome to come and see much of my artwork in acrylics, watercolors, pastels, colors, pencils, charcoal, you name it, and you'll be pretty much wowed. So anyway, this is digital, and I've been doing digital for the last. Let me carry this. Sorry, I'm just thinking out loud here. Let me carry this color green in here. Okay, just for now. Okay, so we got a complete picture. So I'm going to save this. So, but digital I've been doing for the last 4, and then I'm opening it up again, last 5 years. And I originally brought out Paintology in 2012, I believe. And then I revamped it again in 2019 when I saw the potential for drawing, because everyone was following the same path when it came to digital drawing. And I want to show them a much more freer, more expressive path that I play. That's the reason for Paintology. It's not to showcase my artwork. Like if you go and see all the painters of the in YouTube, the excellent, wonderful painters that paint with acrylics, pencil, chalk, you'll see that they follow a drawing process. The problem is that many of you would love to draw and learn that drawing, and they join art classes. The problem with traditional is that it's very unique to the artist, right? If you've got a teacher who's going to teach you, they don't possess all the skills. They possess a unique set of skills that is unique to them, very unique to them, the way they draw, the way they shape. And so what happens is that you start hopefully learning their style and then adopting your unique method, and not just your unique style. They call it style, but it is actually techniques and art techniques. And then you go on to go further and go beyond your teachers, hopefully. That's the plan. But the problem is with the traditional is that they grill you and they drill you on shading, tonal, and it can be very tedious, not very pleasant. With digital, it's so much easier because I'm applying the same traditional techniques, but I've adopted and I'm now showing it to you. So you can see that you're doing exactly the same, 100%. Whereas with the traditional, they cannot tell you how much paints they mixed. You may think you've mixed the right paint, or how much they've applied on their brush, or how much in pencil drawing, the pressure they applied in order to do the shading. That is so hard to master, you know? And with this, you just see this. This density setting is effectively like a pressure setting, yeah? of the pencil. It's really powerful. Have you seen me? I don't have any other tools. It's single tap, straight line, grace. I don't have layers. People often ask me for layers, and I tell them, give me a drawing and I'll show you it doesn't need layers. And then they don't send me anything, which is really strange. Anyway, I've opened this up. So now what we're going to do is this. We're going to do something really nice. Look what we're going to do here. We're going to switch. So let's see how we're doing for time. I think we're doing really well for time because this is not such a complicated drawing. So yeah, 9 and 4. So we've got like about, I usually cut off like 10 minutes prior to the halfway mark. So we've got about 20 minutes. We're going to do the shading. So click on the line brush and then switch to the shade brush here. Okay, and leave it at 100%. Again, that's opens up windows and the capacity for your techniques way more than a potential pencil can do, and you'll find that as you keep doing the drawing. So I'm going to keep it at 15%, and I've got to switch to the shade. And look what happens when I actually pick a color of the background, and then I'm just going to keep doing a swirling stroke here. Okay, there. And then another one here, a swirling stroke. I pick the adjacent color, and then whatever makes you feel comfortable, just pick that color and just swirl around like this. Look how it's perfectly, beautifully blending. Right? Pick the color and then just swirl it. Look how wonderfully it's blending. I like that green, so I'm going to expand it a little bit. Not too much, so I still have some brown. Okay. You can always clear the palette if it's on the way of your drawing using that crossbar here. I can see here. So there's a lot of tools that may not look obvious. And then if you've come here and judge you based on certain set of tools and that you find in other drawing apps, you're going to be disappointed. And because then you obviously haven't come here to learn techniques. You just want to use tools that you're comfortable with. Remember, to be great at something, you need to go out of your comfort zone. Yeah, and always push the boundaries of what you're drawing. Always. And I do that because I had a good academic background, and I've got a very experimental mindset. So I love to do things. If something takes my fan, I'm very good at woodwork, and if something takes possessive of me, believe me, I will take that skill very far, way beyond most people. That's the beauty. I'm not lazy. I don't like being lazy. Look how that has formed, right? How quickly. So we said we're going to do the background all the way, diffused background all the way up to this line here, okay? This line, I'm going to use that as the basis. So let me diffuse it, okay? Continue to diffuse that background. So when I say diffuse, I mean to just diffuse out the background, that's all. Like make it out like it's set back in the, really set back. You see how it's set back? There. Right, so we're going to bring it all the way up here. And I do love that green. It might give the illusion that there's a green pasture right at the back, You don't know. You can push things back beautifully like this. And this might be some characteristics of a hill or or something in the far distance. We don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. That's the great beauty of art is right, so you have this capability. Right, so we've got, remember his body is over here as well. So we don't want to go too far. That's his body. So we just need to go up to there. And then you might think, how can you have water at the back? We may not have water. Yeah, well, we may have a muddy area that's on the edge of a cliff. Well, who knows? We don't know that. We don't know what it's going to turn out to us. Believe me, I have no idea. But when it does come out, it's going to be very interesting and rewarding to look at, isn't it? Right, so let's see how we've taken the background all the way with the right there. There. That's it. How it's diffused it. It's beautiful, isn't it? So now I'm going to show you that before I do the tiger, I'm going to do some of the foreground. I'm going to save this. Let's save it. And then I'm going to open it up again. I'm told by the developers to do that. You don't have to do this. I'm doing it for the sake of the developers telling me that since they were working on a prototype, they need to test the performance of this app. So we don't want you to have any issues with the app, yeah? So this is the drawing we have. Look how we've diffused it. And now I'm going to switch back to I'm going to use this more or less the zebra, what I used for the zebra, yeah? And switch back and then I'm going to tackle these leaves, the beautiful leaves, not tackle them, but draw. So you see, drawing experience is not required, right? So here it is. Look, I'm going to go here. Since we have a bit of time, I'm going to take this down. Line brush is still 100%, 2.8%. I like that. And then pick these leaves right there. Can you see that? Pick the tones of these leaves right there. Because we want to capture these wonderful leaves. Not all of it, because we don't have time to do all of that. Okay? So just the basic essence of it. Right? Because we want to see that this strong tiger is wading through some muddy areas for his kill, no doubt. Yeah, so check to see how it looks like every now and then, yeah? Right, so let me see what that looks like, yeah? That's looking really good, isn't it? I don't know if you can see, I can see these wool. I'm not going to do this weed, yeah? Because that's covering his face. We don't want to do that. I'm basically picking out the branches that's going to be in the foreground. That's all I'm doing. This can go all the way. You see how quickly we zoomed in. And now remember, we can be quite dense in this area where we call the cutoff point, yeah? We can be anywhere, and then we can make whatever we want. And I did that with the fox, actually. If you look at the previous fox drawing, I'm going to pick this color. So I love this, the bushes, these colors, picking them, and I've kept the density exactly. Then just pick these wonderful blades of whatever grass it is. And these roots, look at these roots. I could bring this root, because since we're not doing Right, so we just want to see what it looks like, right? Because everything is under our control. Right, that's great. So we'll go across all the way. And if you want to do this blade of grass, we'll make it shorter so it doesn't cut across the tiger's face. That's all. Right, but we're trying to get the sense that this foreground already in this reference image is already proving to be wonderful. That's the reason why we were attracted by it in the first place, right? So we might as well pick some of these. And I can shorten this weed. And remember, there's the tiger coming in. We want to keep that. Okay. Lovely little blades that are working beautifully. Remember, we can pick the colors of the reference image, right? So remember also, people think that you're going to have to do a perfect drawing sitting in one sitting. It's not true at all. You're going to find yourself learning. Always keep your mind open to the possibilities of learning techniques, new ways, you know. Always keep your mind open to new possibilities. Don't think you have mastered all the skills in one go. It's never the case. If you have, just the example I gave you with the mankind stops making progress, that's it. You're going to be sticking to an iPhone for the rest of the next century. iPhone 14 or whatever it is. That's if the progress stopped, right? And you know there's so much lying. So many great discoveries. In fact, if you want to, if you're so inclined, you'll find on the homepage an ad pointing to my latest book. If you're into sci-fi, you can read. It's called Blue the Ancient Rock. I put the ad on the Paintology because I can do that, as you know. And you'll see it by Ferdouse again pointing to my website where the book is, so you can read little excerpts. And it's about in the future, set 2087, so I think 2187. Yeah, 2187. I think set the future. I wrote it like a few months ago, and I gave it to a few people to read, and they said it was really good. So that's when I put it on the Amazon for the book, and a lot of people have praised it. So you can read excerpts of it free. I've got some free. There's 13 chapters, a whole epic, and it was just something that I sat writing and I couldn't stop, and I just kept going. And I wrote it in like 2 months. So you can see what skills. If you acquire skills, boy, you can take it so far. You have no idea how far you can take your skills. It's just this, just on the surface. So you can see how it's looking good. Let's see how we're doing for time. I'm taking it very leisurely compared to the zebra one. Believe me, that one I had to really race ahead. So this one, let's see, if we got a lot of things done, we have. I'm beginning to think that we have pretty much everything that I want. Something. Just do split splash. Pick these colors. Right, just do. Right there. Let's get a good, and then we've got any areas where you see it's white, just fill it in, no problem. You're not too worried about what color it picks up, but to pick up the, right, there it is. So it looks like he's going to wade through, and of course the main item in this drawing is the tiger, which we're going to do, as you can figure it out, is in the next tutorial on the link of the Ferdouse channel. So I'm going to take a quick break, and I hope you've enjoyed this, and then I'll join you in the next part 2 in about 10 minutes. So please do join me again, and please do subscribe to this to my channel to keep me supported. You know, I'm bringing all this for free. I'm not charging anything. The Paintology app is free. Google Classroom is free. Everything is pretty much free for now. So it's my passion. It's my enjoyment of drawing. I hope others could learn from this. And this is, I think, in a way, it's probably an excellent way. Everyone's got a phone, and an excellent way for you to get lost for an hour, lose yourself for an hour and get into drawing. So it's so much better than just always, in our busy lives. So please do join me on the next channel, and then I'll see you there. Thank you, and bye.